What's up, guys? It's your bro Richie here again. Today in this video is now part 2 on the Chevy Corvette. Today I'm now doing the next version, which is the C2 Corvette, aka the second gen from 1963 to 1967. So, before I get started, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. All right. So without any further ado, let's begin. So the C2 Corvette from 1963 to 1967. Here we go. So the Gen 2 Corvette C2, which introduced Stingray to the model, continued with a fiberglass excuse me, fiberglass body panels excuse me, fiberglass body panels, and overall was smaller than the Gen 1 Corvette. Supposedly a little bit lighter, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, the car was designed by Larry Shinoda. Larry Shinoda. So Larry Shinoda. Who is a noted American automotive designer who is best known for his work on both the Chevy Corvette and Ford Mustang. Born March 25th, 1930. So March 25th, 1930 from Los Angeles, California. So in LA, so in Los Angeles County, or LA County, California. Passed away at age 67. Passed away at age 67 on November 13th, 1997, age 67, in Bloomfield Hills. Bloomfield Hills. So in the city of Bloomfield Hills in Oakland County, Michigan. So he was a noted American automotive designer who is best known for his work on both the Chevy Corvette and Ford Mustang. So both Chevy Corvette and Ford Mustang. How did he pass away? I'm not too sure, actually. Like, it doesn't really say. Oh, there it is. So he developed kidney problems starting in 1996, yet he continued to be an active designer. Before a transplant surgery could take place, he passed away of heart failure on November 13th, 1997, at his home in Bloomfield Hills. At his home in Bloomfield Hills, Oakland County, Michigan. At age 67, his daughter Karen formed Team Shinoda, now SPV, Shinoda Performance Vehicles, both a tuner and performance parts category. So both a tuner and performance parts category. Excuse me. So back to the C2 Corvette. The car was designed by Larry Shinoda with major inspiration from a previous concept design called the Q Corvette, which was created by both Peter Brock and Chuck uh, Poch Pochman. I can't pronounce his last name. It's spelled uh, spelled Pohlmann, under the styling direction of Bill Mitchell, who's an automobile designer, born July 2nd, 1912. So 1912. Say born July 2nd, so 2nd of July 1912 in Cleveland, uh Cuyahoga County, Ohio. Passed away September 12th, 1988, at age 76 in Royal Oak, Oakland County, Michigan. So he passed away on Paul Walker's 15th birthday. Jeez. Man. Literally passed away on Paul Walker's 15th birthday. Man. So he passed away at age 76 from heart failure at the William Beaumont Hospital. So he passed away at age 76 from heart failure at the William Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak, Oakland County, Michigan, on September 12th, 1988. So so the car was designed by Larry Shinoda with major inspiration from a previous concept design called the Q Corvette, which was created by both Peter Peter Brock and Chuck Pohlman. I still can't pronounce his last name. Under the styling direction of Bill Mitchell. Earlier, Mitchell had sponsored a car known as the Mitchell Stingray in 1959 because Chevy no longer participated in factory racing. The car had the largest effect on the styling of this generation, although it had no roofs, like no top, and did not give away. So then it didn't give away what the final version of the C2 would look like. The third third inspiration was a mako shark Mitchell had caught while deep sea fishing. Production started production started for the 63 model year and ended 4 years later in 1967. Introducing a new name, Stingray, the 63 model was the first the 63 model so 63 model was the first year for a Corvette. First year for a Corvette coupe, and it featured a distinctive tapering or tapering, I don't even know how the heck you pronounce it, rear deck, a feature that later reappeared on the 1971 boat-tailed Buick Riviera. So 1971 71 Buick Riviera boat tail with, for 1963 only, a split rear window. So like the old school Corvettes, they pretty much had like the split rear window. I think the modern ones have those. I'm not too sure. So for 1963 only, a split rear window. The Stingray featured hidden headlights, non-functional hood vents, and an independent rear suspension. Corvette chief so Corvette chief engineer Zora Arkus never liked the split rear window because it blocked rear vision, but Mitchell thought it to be a key part of the entire design. So Zora Arkus Duntov, born December 25th, 1909, in the capital of Brussels in Belgium, passed away on April 21st, 1996. Um, so passed away April 21st, 1996, age 86 from Grosse Pointe. This was an E at the end of the words. So Grosse Pointe, Wayne County, Michigan. He was a Russian and American engineer who worked on a Corvette, earned him the nickname Father of the Corvette. He's sometimes airlessly referred to as the inventor of the Corvette. That title belongs to Harley Earl. He was also a race car driver, appearing at the 24 Hours of Le Mans 4 times and taking class wins in both 1954 and 1955. For those who don't know who Harley Earl is, Harley, Harley Harvis, I can't pronounce it well, but it's spelled Jarvis, and then Earl, born November 22nd, 1893, from Hollywood, in California, in the U.S., so in Los Angeles. Passed away age 75 on April 10th, so born November 22nd, 1893, in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, in the U.S. Passed away at age 75 on April 10th, 1969. So passed away at age 75 on April 10th, 1969, in West Palm Beach, so in the city of West Palm Beach, in the county seat of Palm Beach County, Florida. What was it from, anyways? So his death and legacy. He suffered a stroke and passed away, in West Palm Beach, Florida, on April 10th, 1969. He was 75 years old. May rest in peace. I don't know the correct brain method, but that's the main one I pretty much think of. All right, so where was I? So Corvette. So the Stingray featured hidden headlights. Non-functional hood vents, and an independent rear suspension. Corvette chief engineer Zora Arkozduntov never liked the split rear window because it blocked rear vision, but Mitchell thought it to be a key part of the entire design. Maximum power maximum power for 1963 was 360 horsepower and was raised to 375 horsepower, so an extra 15 more in 1964. That's pretty fast during the early mid 60s. Pretty powerful. From 360 to 375 horsepower. From 63 to 64. Pretty good. Options included electronic ignition, the breakerless magnetic pulse triggered Delcotronic, first offered on some 1963 Pontiac models. Not sure what a Deltronic is. So it was first offered on some 1963 Pontiac models. On 64 models, the decorative hood vents were eliminated, and Duntov. So on 64 models, the decorative hood vents were eliminated, and Duntov, the Corvette's chief engineer, got his way with the split rear window changed to a full width window Four-wheel brake rotors or disc brakes were introduced in 1965, as was the big block motor option, a 6.49 volt 6.5 liter 396 a 6.5 liter 396 V8, the same engine configuration as in the 1967 to 1968, I believe, Chevy Camaro 396 V8, which is super cool. So four-wheel brake rotors were introduced in 1965, as was a big block engine option, the 6.5 liter 390 the 6.5 liter 396 V8. Side exhaust pipes were uh, also optionally available in 1965 and continue to be offered through 19 offered through 1967. The intro of the 6.5 liter 6.5 liter 396 big block 425 425 excuse me 425 horsepower V8s. So the 6 point so the intro of the 6.5 liter 396 big block. So the intro of the 6.5 liter big block 396 so the intro of the 6.5 liter uh 390 so 6.5 liter 396 so 6.5 liter 396 400 so 6.5 liter 396 big block 425 horsepower V8 in 1965 spelled the beginning of it the start so spelled the start of the end for the Rochester fuel injection system. The 6.5 liter 396 V8 cost 290 so the 6.5 liter uh 6.5 liter 396 V8 option cost $292.70, while the fuel injected 5.36 liter 327 V8 cost $538. Isn't that how much engines cost? I swear they cost a bunch more depending on like what generation engine it is. So yeah, from $292.70 to just a crazy 538, well, almost $540 for both 5.36 and a 6.5 liter V8. So pretty much the 6.5 liter is cheaper than the 5.36 liter V8. Few could justify spending $245 or so few could justify spending $245 more. Few could justify spending $245 more for 50 horsepower less, even though fuel injection could deliver over 20 miles per gallon on the highway and would keep delivering fuel despite having G loading in corners or G force in corners, taking at racing speeds. Another 63 and 64 option was the Z06 competition pack, which offered stiffer suspension, bigger multi-segment lined brakes, so stiffer suspension, bigger multi-segment or multi-segment lined brakes with finned drums, and more options. Only a few hundred coupes or coupes and a single only a few hundred coupes and a single convertible were factory equipped this way. In 1963, with only 771 fuel injected cars. Built in 1967. So with only 700 with only 771 so 771 fuel injected cars. So fuel injected cars. So fuel injected cars built in 1965. Chevy discontinued the option at the end of the 1965 production, having introduced a less expensive, so a cheaper 6.5 liter big block 390. So having introduced a cheaper 6.5 liter 396 big block V8 rated at 425 horsepower in the middle of the production year, and selling over 2,000 of them in just a few months. For 1966, Chevy introduced an even larger 7 liter 427 big block version of the V8. Other options available on the C. So other options available on the C2 included the Wonderbar auto tuning. So Wonderbar auto tuning AM radio, and also an AM FM radio as well for mid 1963, air conditioning in late 1963, telescopic steering wheel for 1965, and headrests 1966. Sorry, 1966. The Stingray's independent rear suspension. So the Stingray's independent rear suspension was successfully adapted for the new 465 Corvair, which solved the quirky handling problems of that unique rear-engine compact. 1967 1967 was the final model year for the